Bitcoin has lately been at an all-time high. People felt the heights it achieved in 2017 were extraordinarily high. You might want to reconsider. 2021 has reached previous highs, leading several buyers to declare it's a bubble. Stay away from Bitcoin, it's going to pop. Now, there is some merit to the argument that novice investors are overinflating, but there is still another side of the coin that needs to be explored. Many people like to choose sides in debates, whether they are on the bull side or the crash side. Now, in this video today, we are going to talk about the problem with the 2021 Bitcoin bubble. This is Stock Market Now. Before we continue, do make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up so that we can create more informational and educational videos for you to consume. With that said, let's get right into the video. This is something that we don't see very much these few days. I'll do my best to show you the big picture. First and foremost, if you're worried about investing in Bitcoin, you must understand the basics of what it is. Right now, when you are doing some financial transactions online, you are trusting your money to the banks and big billion-dollar companies to keep your transactions safe and your money safe as well, making sure that your transactions are all accurate. Now, what if we are going to cut out these credit card companies and banks and directly transact peer-to-peer? Now, instead of these large bank firms holding the transactions in a database, I offer you Bitcoin, where all of the other users record all of the transactions at the same time. As a result, there is no way to deceive the technology, reduce processing rates, remove middlemen, and eliminate reliance on major banks and credit card providers. This is Bitcoin's magic, because while people aren't stupid, they've been paying attention to the invention and flooding the market with dollars to purchase Bitcoin. This has resulted in the price of it rising to dizzying heights, leaving you with the inevitable worry, which I'm sure you've seen as much as I have. Bitcoin is in a bubble that will burst. So, let's take a look at the reasons for and against the possibility of the Bitcoin bubble bursting. Now, the first thing you need to know about Bitcoin is that it has no insurance coverage. There are no circuit breakers in the room. There aren't any backstops. Bitcoin's price could simply go to the south. It could go to zero and you'd have no way of telling. Then there's the fact that we're going through some strange economic times right now, and many of the people that have extra money are putting their interest on Bitcoin, which brings prices up and is simple to do. Now, these days, buying Bitcoin is easy, at least in comparison to 3, 5, and 10 years ago. Because of these reasons, you'll get rookies and newcomers who have extra money but don't know anything about the business. Many investors complain that the price is too high and overvalued because of these variables. It is very knowledgeable if you're going to look at the history of the Bitcoin price. What are the past bubbles, rises, and falls, and how are they unfolding? First and foremost, just because the price has risen in a certain direction in the past does not guarantee that it will continue to do so in the future. It can, however, provide us with some details. So, in essence, there are two major Bitcoin bubbles and collapses from which we can learn. The first one took place in 2013. Not all of you were interested in Bitcoin at that time, and although the percentage point seems tiny in this graph, they were very important. As you can see, the price was 114 on October 3rd of 2013. Then, as a result, we saw a substantial rise in the volume. It hit a record of $1,152 in just 3 months. So in 3 months, the volume has increased by roughly tenfold. What followed after that was a very sluggish crash that only bottomed 2 years later in January 2015 at a price of $172. 2017 bubble crash. There was a long year rise in price and an influx of buyers into Bitcoin. the price increased from $754 in December 2016 to $16,749 a year later in December 2017. And we all know what came next. Bitcoin plummeted, eventually bottoming out near to the 3,000 to 4,000 mark a year later. As a result, history suggests that Bitcoin could hit its height in a bubble in a year or even longer, or in a matter of months. Nobody knows for sure, and that's part of the appeal. And aside from 2017, all of the previous major crashes were nothing more than blips on the horizon of what was to come. They were merely minor speed bumps. One of the main reasons for Bitcoin's bulls is this: they claim not to be too concerned about collision. Take a long-term view of the situation. They believe Bitcoin would be worth even more in the long run, and predicted that the price will go around $20, $30, $50, or even $100,000. Now, expert investors such as Cathie Wood believe that Bitcoin could reach a price range of $500,000 per coin. However, you should inquire as to why. What evidence do you have to back up your predictions? Now take a look at this. How much is it worth if we look at all of the Bitcoins in the world? It was estimated at about $600 billion. Now let's compare that to big companies. As an example, a business like Apple. Apple has a market capitalization of $2.2 trillion. So, after all the Bitcoins are added together, they aren't even worth a third of the value of an apple. Now let's use gold as an example. The overall worth of gold is estimated to be around $12 trillion, 20 times the size of Bitcoin. Just to give you an idea, because you remember how everybody says Bitcoin are overpriced. By this measure, they still have ways to go in the long run. Now, Bitcoin, as Cathie Woods pointed out, is a far bigger concept than even Apple. There will be no more massive devaluation of currency due to government printing, and the number of coins in the Bitcoin system is limited. So there are a total of 21 million available. It is the maximum amount of Bitcoin that can be extracted. So all of these worries from analysts over the Fed interfering. Now with trillions of dollars printed each year, making them worthless every day. There is no such issue with Bitcoin. You won't have to think about major banks or credit card firms interfering with your purchases. Bitcoin eliminates this problem. With your hard-earned wealth, you no longer have to put your faith in these large corporations and governments. Now, when it comes to currency, it really is a game changer. As a result, we're beginning to see large corporations recognize its worth and invest in it. Grayscale, an investment firm, owns a $10 billion cryptocurrency portfolio. Cryptocurrency is here to stay, according to Rick Rider, the world's largest investment funds manager and CEO of BlackRock. Now here is the question right now. Should we still buy Bitcoin even though it's at high prices, or is it still a good purchase? Now in my opinion, Bitcoin is a high-risk investment, but it is also a high-reward investment. Bitcoin may not be the most widely used cryptocurrency. It may be new to one, or crypto could just not be widely used in society, in which case there is a chance of losing anything. Now on the other hand, you may be able to make 10 times, 20 times, or even 30 times your initial investment. Bitcoin isn't similar to the size of an apple or even gold, which is why the upside is still immense. But you should always remember to invest on what you can afford to lose. Know what you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. But before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up. This is Stock Market Now. We'll see you in the next video.